Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing a get ready with me video while I tell you guys about my travel experience from Nigeria to Canada. And before we go further into this video, I actually want to tell you guys thank you so much for the love in my previous video. Oh my god, this girl is grateful. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the comments, thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscription. I love it. Thank you guys. I am super duper grateful. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, well, my journey from Nigeria to Canada was like very daunting. I'm just going to briefly go into the the earliest stage of the whole process, because I know someone asked as regards biometrics in my video. So yeah, I started my whole process as like May last year, because I actually just said, you know what, let me just start something, let me just start something. And I decided to apply to school. I only applied to one school. I later applied to more schools, but then I applied to only one school, which is my school here, and I got my admission. And when I did that, it was like when I got the admission, because I remember very well I was on a trip at that time, and when I got my admission, it was like, oh, okay, seems like things are progressing. So I decided that, you know what, let's explore this further. I got my admission, why not explore it further? What's the harm? Let's do that. So I decided to go a step further and apply for my visa. I started my visa process as around August, I think, because I remember I went for my biometrics somewhere around September. By the way, this is makeup moisturizer. Yes, so I went for my biometrics somewhere around September. So I did my medicals in Abuja. Pro tip, guys, if you're in Nigeria and you want to apply for anything like visa related, what's it called now, medicals or biometric, please, if you can do it in Abuja, because it's faster. So this person asked, hello, I just did my biometrics for Canada. How long did yours take to get approved? Okay, so I did my biometrics around September 22nd, and I got my approval I got my visa around December 8th or so. Yeah, so it took that long to get my visa after my biometrics. After I did that, the next step of action was to book my flight tickets. If you guys are going to book your flight tickets, I'm going to be giving you guys a tip as to how I booked my flight tickets. So what I did was, I knew for a fact I couldn't book my flight tickets myself, because I didn't want to scatter anything. I'm not so proficient in booking flight tickets. So what I did was, I got quotes from different travel agents. These travel agents know how to get the best deal, and because they know that you would be, they know that you would still be looking at other people. You're talking to me, what's the guarantee I'm talking to other people, right? They want to get you the best deal. So look at travel agents, go on Instagram, get as much travel agents as you can, ask them to give you a fare in, if you're traveling for instance for the month of May, ask them to give you a fare in May. That's the cheapest they can find in May. They'll give you a date with the cheapest they can find in May, and you get that, and you weigh your options. You have a lot of options, so you'll be able to get something good. You get a good deal from that. So that was what I did before I settled for my So after I booked my flight and I got a good deal, I packed and everything. So on the day of my trip, what I did first, before I got to the airport, was I first went to handle my luggage. I had to handle the luggage first. Like, my family dropped me and I went in. And because they don't allow family past there, like they don't allow family into the airport. That's for Abuja. I don't know for other airports, but they didn't allow my family into the airport. So I had to what's it called now? I had to just leave there and go inside, handle my business, and then come back outside and stay with them for a while. So when I went inside, they stopped me, asked, oh, there's liquid inside my bag. What was in my bag? And I told them, oh, it was my shampoo and conditioner. Those immigration people wanted to take my palm oil. No, I told them, sorry, it's my shampoo and conditioner that was inside my bag. Don't try that, so you might not be as lucky. They might say, yeah, bring out the shampoo and conditioner. Because I flew with Ethiopia Air, my luggage allowance was 223 kg and 17 kg hand luggage. But now, if you're traveling and you need, this is a tip, guys. Take a school bag. You want to utilize the space. Take a school bag. That way you can stuff your school bag. My school bag alone was weighing 10 kg. My hand luggage was weighing 7 kg. But my hand luggage was actually weighing more than 7 kg. But I could do up to 10 kg. Ethiopia is quite flexible with your hand luggage, honestly. I think the max they can allow you is 10 kg. The max they can allow you is 10 kg. Ethiopia is flexible with that. And your kg can be like 23 point something, 24, they'll allow you. But if it's getting like 25, they'll send you back. So, yes, if you watched my travel video vlog, you would see that I wore things on my body. That's because my bag was too filled up. It was weighing 25 and I needed to take things out. I literally sent a whole lot of my stuff back home. Like, I just took, so the other things that I wrapped on my body was like clothes that I couldn't let go. So I put them on my body. I wore them, and that was how I was. It wasn't the most convenient way to fly, but it did what it was supposed to do, right? But that wasn't the most convenient way to fly. After I checked everything in, like my bags were in and I was good, I came out to the airport and I just spent some time with my family, took some pictures, and then I went back in for my flight. So the first leg went smoothly. That's from Nigeria to Ethiopia. Smooth, no issues. So someone said in my comment section that when he saw that I went to Dublin, it was like, whoa, why went to Dublin? Like, yes, guys. So Dublin, if you're going to go to Dublin and you're going to come down from the plane, you would actually have to show you have to have like a transit visa, because I don't know, but you have to have a transit visa. So since I wasn't coming down from the plane, I wasn't required to have a transit visa, right? On the leg to Dublin, honestly, I slept like no man's business. I just slept. If you guys saw, I drank a couple of drinks. And yes, when you're in your flight, when you're on that flight, ask as much as you want for anything you want. When you ask them for something, they'll do as if they didn't hear you. The first flight attendants. But if you are persistent, you get what you want. And you can ask as much as you want on the plane, like, now your money, chopper. Okay? They just refilled and I think they cleaned the plane. Honestly, I don't know what they did, but I slept off. I slept off all through the trip, all through the landing in Dublin. I think I woke up when we were on our way to Canada. The whole gist of this thing is when I got to Canada, now where everything. Most of my flight was good. It was when I got to Canada that the village people wanted to show me Shaggy Pro Max. When we came out of the plane, we saw, like, there was a lady that was saying, if you watch my last video, you will see a lady saying international students. Yep, that lady took us so she put us in a room and she was like, she stayed there. So we stayed in the room for a while, for a bit, and then people went to another room batch by batch. Once you get to that room, right, the first thing you'll do is you'll go to a machine to declare using your passport and whatever. When you get to that point, you declare if you brought stuff into Canada, declare. It's a declaration machine basically. So you declare you're in Canada, you declare stuff like, I think it's that thing they'll use to print out your study permit and your work permit. Yeah, that's it. So once you declare, you would now sit down, wait for them to give you your study permit or your work permit and or your work permit. So once you sit for a while. You stay for a while. I stayed there. I think I landed like past 8. I left there like maybe 9 o'clock or something like that. So once they call you, you'll join a queue. That's the queue that's your immigration line, the immigration queue, right? Yeah. So once you join that queue, the people will be like, so you'll be going like any visa officer that is open, the next person goes to that open visa officer, you know, anyone that, so that's how it gets good goals. Like anyone that is available, the next person goes to that available slot. So while you're on that queue, be praying to your God that you don't jam back. You don't jam visa officer that will show you shige. Pray to your God though. And by the way, my point of entry was Toronto. Just if you were curious, my point of entry was Toronto, okay? Luckily for me, my visa officer was, yeah. So basically, I just went. I wasn't even asked. I didn't even say, hey, that's how God works too. I finished with my visa process, yeah. My visa was, they didn't ask questions. So if they were going to ask you questions, they'll most likely ask you questions based on your school, your program, maybe your financial proof or something like that. Give them my passport and the stamps on it. So yeah. After that, I went to pick up my luggage because though I booked the way I booked my flights, I booked 2 different flights. It wasn't like a connecting flight, like when you land Toronto, you get to the next flight. It wasn't like a connecting flight from, like, let's say if I booked Ethiopia from Nigeria to Halifax, which was where I was going to. It wasn't like that. It was Nigeria to Toronto, and then I booked a different flight from Toronto to Halifax. Does that make sense? Do you understand? That's what I did. So I booked a different flight and I flew with Lynx Air. That's when my trials and tribulations started. It took me a while for me to find my luggage. And please, if you guys are flying, like you're using Ghana Must Go for your luggage. For my Nigerian folks, you're using Ghana Must Go. You're using a bag that you know is popular in your country. Mark your bag very well at the airport. Mark your bag. You need to see the amount of Ghana Must Goes I saw at the airport. And I had to start searching each of those Ghana Must Goes to find out, to see whether it was my Ghana Must Go. Like I had to search a lot of bags before I found mine. And then when I did, I took my bag, and then I had to find my boarding, like my airlines place or whatever. I found it. I found my airline. In this Canada, when you come here, the only airline you just be seen everywhere is Air Canada. If you're not flying with Air Canada, you go one loss. I checked in my luggage, and then I will say, let me hang around and get something to eat before my next flight. I already booked a trip, like from Halifax airport to my city already. I booked that trip, and that trip, those kind of trips were kind of hard to find and wasn't a good deal. So I booked that trip already. So I found something to eat, hung around the airport. When it was like 12, I said, let me go to my boarding gate. Shocker number 1. Got to the queue. The queue was mad. In local flights, not international flight, local flights. The inspection was crazy. Like the queue was mad. I spent, joined that queue like 12. I missed my flight on that queue. I wanted to cry, but I could not cry. They'll check your hand luggage. When they checked, it took a long time. I don't know what they were looking for, but they stopped my bag and were like, they had to check my bag. And they checked, and I was trying to tell them that they can't be fast with my check-in because my flight leaves in. They're like, they can't skip. They can't skip. They would wait till it's my turn before they will answer me. Like, they can't skip. God, I was literally sweating. So after that it took, I sha got there, they sha finished everything. It took like, when I got there, my plane was there, but they had detached the stairways from it. So I missed my flight literally. They said there is nothing they can do. I was like, look at the plane. Can I just tell them like, please let me just go in, please, please, please. They're like, there's nothing they can do. I missed my flight. I have to join the next flight. I was like, God, I've missed my flight. I said, okay, when is the next flight? They said I should go and find out at the counter. I had to go to the counter. The counter was like, oh, you missed your flight. It's not your fault. No problem. Let's see what they can do. They tried everything for me not to pay another money. They said I should call customer care. I called customer care. Customer care said, oh, what time did I get to the airport? Oh, okay, there's nothing they can do. I have to book another flight and I have to pay for that flight. How much was the next flight? They said it was about $180 with my luggage. And I was like, $180? But I already paid for my luggage. They're like, that one is gone. There's not, because I paid for my hand luggage in the other flight. They said that one is gone. I have to pay another fee. I paid for the second trip, and then I had to wait till the next day. So I just went to, and I had a friend at the airport who was also waiting for his trip till the next day. So we just stayed at the airport. Going to Airbnb or whatever did not even cross my mind. Go to Airbnb with which money? I stayed at the airport. So at the airport they have these lounges that you can, so in case you're at the airport, maybe your flight is like the next day, there's like a lounge where you can relax. It's not like a relaxation lounge like that. It's just a lounge that you can sit to wait for your flight. And I think you don't need anything to enter. It's not like a lounge. I'm not saying it's not like it's just like a space that you can sit. There are like benches, long benches that you can nap on. Like there are long benches you can nap on. So I stayed on that till the next day. For the next flight, they didn't tell me. Oh, I was part of the number. I was like number 5 on that. I was on like number 5. Immediately, like this dawn was dawning, I carried my luggage and I went to my boarding gate. They didn't tell, like, no one. So at the airport, when you want to change your money, there's like a fee to change your money. I think the fee is maybe $5. I'm not sure. So instead of you as an individual paying $5, what you can do is you can get like 5 people, right? You guys will gather the money you want to change. For instance, one person wants to change $50. You guys can gather the money you want to change the money as one person, and then when they give you back the money, they deduct their $5. So at the end of the day, each person is like paying $1 instead of one person paying $5. So you get to save like $4. The trip was 3 hours from Toronto to Halifax. They didn't give you anything. They only gave you water. So when I got to Halifax, I had to look for my luggage because, like I said, my other luggage went to the other flights that I missed. So I had to look for my luggage. So when I eventually found them downstairs and in one corner like that, so when I got there, I just gave them my code. I think there's a code or something and my name also on my flight, and they went downstairs and brought my luggage to me. So that was not bad. That was quite sweet. They kept my luggage for me. And what I did was, when I was at the airport, I told the customer service person to please let them know to keep my luggage. So I think they kept my luggage aside. So yeah, so if you do that, if unfortunately that happens to you, just tell the customer care person that they should please help you. Tell them it had the next destination to keep your boxes for you. So that's what they did for me. They kept my boxes and I just went there and I picked them up. Okay, so someone said when I missed my connecting flight in Toronto, how did I book my other flights? I called the customer care person. The person booked, right, the fee, but there was like a window for me to pay. So what I did, because I did not have CAD on me, I had to get a friend to help me with that transaction using my code. So the person logged into my Links account and used my code and paid for the trip, and then I got my tickets. So that was how I paid. That was how I booked my other flights. Yeah. All right. So when I got to Halifax, I had to look for another ride that will take me from Halifax to my city. My next trip was for 10 p.m. and it was cold, guys. So people will tell you, see what people tell you in this Nigeria, in this place, they'll tell you, oh, if you're coming in May, you don't need to buy winter jackets. Anyway, they'll tell you if you're coming in summer, you don't need winter jackets. Buy it. See, buy that winter jacket. May is still cold. It starts getting warm here in July. It's just now that it's getting warm, July. So May is still cold. My ride came to pick me up around like 11 o'clock p.m. As I was coming to my city, as we were in the vehicle, that's how I slept up. I said, see, if they're going to carry me, they carry me because I need to sleep, I need to rest. So I slept. I woke up and I saw like red and blue lights, like reflections, like a siren reflection, in like a police light reflection in the vehicle I was in, and my vehicle had stopped and we had been pulled over. Next thing, a police officer came and was asking the driver questions like, oh, where are we going to? And the driver told him where we were going to, and he was like, okay, let's see the document. He saw the driver's documents and he was like, well, he pulled us over because someone had complained about his driving, but he doesn't see anything wrong with what he was driving, so we could continue our trip. Tension won't kill me. I was like, what? Just imagine we're waking up to that. I got to my city like around 4 a.m. The same Canada, the same city, the same province. So the same province. Yeah, so I entered my house actually around 4 a.m. If you want to know how I was able to secure my accommodation, let me know in the comment sections. I will do a video on how to get your accommodation in Canada. I was so happy that I actually had like my accommodation sorted out before I came. So you guys, if you guys want to see more videos on my journey, just let me know. I will be more than happy to do that. Just let me know. I would be more than happy to give you guys videos on my journey. Let me know the kind of videos you like to see. Okay guys, since I'm done with my gist and I still have a lot to do with this look, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off camera and then come back and conclude this video. Okay, see you guys soon. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. Well, I realized I was running late and I had to rush. So this is basically the finished look and I'm off to church now. I would show you guys the full fit when I get downstairs. So yeah, so that's my vlog. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will mean a lot. Honestly, I really want this YouTube channel to grow, so please help me. Thank you so much, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.